Today, we're diving into a story that's literally burned into a city's memory. It's a story about art, about a devastating tragedy, and about an incredible, long road to recovery. This is about a city's trial by fire, in every sense of the word.
So let's go back in time. The date is February 21st, 1910. On this single night, a ferocious fire doesn't just destroy a building, it tears the heart out of one of Peru's great cities, Trujillo, leaving behind a scar that would take decades to truly heal.
To really get the scale of this loss, you have to understand what this theater meant to people. I mean, this wasn't just some building. It was the architectural pride of Trujillo. It was the vibrant, beating heart of its cultural life, the place where the whole community gathered. And on this one particular night, the theater was absolutely packed. The big draw? Something called the Biograph. This was brand new, cutting-edge stuff, the magic of moving pictures. You can just imagine the excitement, the buzz in the air. But tragically, the very novelty that brought everyone together would become a key part of the disaster.
And here's what's so terrifying: how fast it all happened. Just before midnight, a single spark in box number 7 hits those highly flammable film reels. And that's it. Within minutes, a night of fun and wonder turns into an absolute death trap. By the next morning, the entire majestic building was just gone.
So why was it so catastrophic? Well, it was a perfect storm. The film they used back then, nitrate film, was incredibly flammable. And it was just being stored in sacks. So the flames shot straight up to the ceiling. And for the people in the upper gallery, this is the crucial part, their only exit was immediately blocked by the fire. The heat, the panic, it was just unbearable.
This account from the La Industria newspaper, it's just chilling. It paints a picture of pure desperation. It says people started jumping from the balconies, choosing that terrifying fall over the fire inside. I mean, can you even imagine that choice? It's just horrific. And this was the cost. 48. 48 people lost their lives. It's a number that's hard to even wrap your head around. It just shook the city to its absolute core.
And behind that number are real human stories. Entire families were just gone. Take the Castro Dayon family. They'd gone out for a night of entertainment, and they all perished together in the fire, right along with their cook. It's details like that's when a statistic becomes a real tragedy.
And this comparison just says it all, doesn't it? One moment you have the crown jewel of the city, this beautiful symbol of culture, and the next morning, this. Just 2 lonely iron columns standing in a pile of ash. The physical heart of the city's culture was literally erased overnight.
The scale of this fire was just immense. Even after it was put out, the ruins were so hot that smoke kept rising from the site for 2 full weeks. Imagine being a citizen of Trujillo, seeing that grim, constant reminder day after day. So how does a city even cope with something like this? The response was immediate, and it was unified. The mayor declared official mourning. Shops and businesses closed their doors. Flags were lowered to half-mast. This wasn't just some accident. It was a wound for the entire community, and the city grieved as one. And the grief was just overwhelming. You can see it in documents from the time, like in the Revista Mundial magazine. The funeral processions, the streets were packed corner to corner with people who came out just to accompany the victims' families. The whole city just stopped. So you might think they'd rebuild right away, but recovery was not quick. It took 13 years. For 13 long years, Trujillo had this gaping hole right in its cultural center where the Grand Theater used to be. But this story doesn't end in ashes, because in 1923, as Peru was celebrating 100 years of independence, the Municipal Theater was reborn. Reopening it wasn't just about putting up a new building. It was a powerful statement of resilience, timed perfectly with a moment of huge national pride. And while the building came back, the city made sure the people who were lost were never, ever forgotten. At the Miraflores Cemetery, this monument stands today. It's engraved with the name of every single one of the 48 victims. It's a permanent promise that they will always be remembered. All of this really leaves us with a big question, doesn't it? It's one that any community has to face after a great loss. A building, you can rebuild that. But how do you really preserve the memory of what and who is gone forever? The story of Trujillo's theater kind of gives us an answer. It shows that while buildings can rise again, real resilience comes from how a community chooses to remember.